Okay, so maybe you could just start by introducing yourself a little bit, Danielle, and telling people about who you are and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Danielle Ralic. I live in Zurich, Switzerland right now, though born in Boston, so a little bit of a life journey there. But my whole career has been in technology. I absolutely adore technology, and I think it's just such a fun field to be in. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But right now, I am the CEO and CTO of a health tech startup called Amcora AI, which is founded here in Zurich, and I'm one of the co-founders of that, and that's my little child now that I'm working on.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you, Danielle, obviously for joining us. So, I'm going to start by asking you, obviously, what attracted you to your career in technology? What began the whole journey, I guess?
Quite a journey. So the beginning of it, I never really thought about technology as a career. I always had my kind of my eyes set on healthcare. I thought I would be a doctor, which didn't quite work out. But I was in high school a little bit north of Boston, and for people who don't know Boston, it's very, very cold. And in the winter, sometimes we'd lose heating, which would be
Wow.
fun. And the only classroom that they put in extra heaters at the time was the computer lab because computers were like the really expensive, fancy equipment. And so it would be, in some classes we'd have ice on the inside of the windows.
Oh my
So
God.
if you think of that and survival techniques, that'll lead you to why I decided to take computers, which at the time I honestly had no clue what that meant. And I had an amazing teacher. We learned C++ at the time and SQL, and I ended up falling in love with it. I love the problem solving aspect. We worked in pairs, so it was another woman and I at the time, and we just had so much fun. We were coding, I don't know, my God, I think it was like chess and checkers and games and things like that. But it was super fun, and so I ended up taking it until the rest of high school finished out, and I went off to college, Boston College, and I started with the classes for Gen Bio to become a doctor. And basically, 2 years in, as part of the curriculum at school, we had to try different courses, and one of them was information systems. And my professor at the time, his class was really on information systems, but in the application of different industries. So we did, retail, we did the whole kind of gamut, talked about Wikipedia at the time, super interesting and new. And then we talked about healthcare. And when we got to that part, that's where I had this kind of like eureka moment of, oh my God, like this is what I want to do. Like I want to put the two things that I really am interested in, healthcare and tech, and put it together. And never before had I thought of tech and really kind of the application side of it. I'd always thought of tech as you just kind of sit and code. But when I saw, what you can achieve by using tech, it was just like instant love. So from that point on, started taking more classes on the IS side, information systems, and I was also a dual major in finance because I was terrified of getting not having a job, which is kind of funny considering now how well information systems helps you. So that's everything that kicked it off. And as part of that course, we talked about electronic medical records. We had talked about telehealth and the promise of that. This is 2007, by the way, which is really funny. We haven't quite got there yet. So it was just so cool to see this. I went to a conference it was MIT that put it on, and it was about tech and healthcare. And I met one of the prototypes for Pepper, the little robot, and the future of nursing. And when you saw that, it was just like mind-blowing stuff at the time. Granted, now it's 2021, and I don't think any of us have been treated by nurse robots, so we haven't quite got there, but the ideas are there. So lots of opportunity for anyone who's interested in tech. Healthcare is super cool, and we need to get that stuff out there.
Excellent. Yeah, I guess that takes a long time to get into production, but I bet that's amazing. Your journey just sounds it's inspiring to say the least.